everyone, Don G. Corleone here, and we are here with a brand new live stream commentary. And this live stream commentary is obviously a Christmas watch, and it's going to be the Christmas watch for the first Die Hard. Yeah, the first Die Hard. Yeah, the first Die Hard, and I'm going to send this to several pals right now. Be right back. Okay. All right, we're back. So, I'm going to start the movie now. Once people join, so let's just start the movie right now, and we're gonna start on the first Die Hard. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, skip the home entertainment logo. And skip THX. Let's just go to the movie. We want to watch the movie, for fuck's sakes. Here we go. Now the movie starts. Starting off with that old 80s logo. Ironically, the one for Home Alone doesn't even play the full fanfare. Kind of ironic, but here we go. Now we start off this film. We start off what is easily the #1 best action movie ever made. John McTiernan's best movie ever made. And the best film Bruce Willis has done in his career. Turn this down a little bit more, and I'll just turn this light on. There, you guys can see me a little better. I hope you guys can hear the volume right. I hope you guys can hear me talking. Alright. Got hot chocolate Art the Clown mug. Fist with your toes, bit. Yeah, start off this film with John McClane on the plane, flying to Los Angeles to see his ex-wife Holly for Christmas. Yeah. Well. He's got that big bear, that big teddy bear. And that opening title, Die Hard, as he's getting his luggage, preparing for that air. All right, I'll go with bomb. Oh, I just sent like the live stream link to the people that want to join. All right, sent to Eric MacArthur, Graham, sent to Ryan Connor. This Christmas party is about to turn to shit to all these people. Yeah. Man. And there's his ex Holly. Like, this Christmas party is about to not end well. Yeah, just put the candy cane in my hot cocoa. Yeah. And there's that douchey guy that tries to sell him out to save his ass. One of the biggest examples of jerks worse than villains. Oh, and there's John's kids. Lucy McLean, his daughter. No, she won't be home for a while. We know what's about to happen. Oh, I know she's gonna look for presents, alright. Every kid stoops looking for presents on Christmas Eve. Believe don't believe me, I used to try to do that. I'd always try to know what was inside my presents when I was her age. I'd always wake up, go to the stocking, even want to stay awake. I'd even want to stay awake, see if Santa would come. Yeah. I'm gonna send this to Steven. But I've sent some link. But I sent the link to the live stream to some people already. Yeah. He doesn't want to talk about it. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, he definitely can. Hmm. Ah, got some Christmas cookies too. Sup, Brian? Good timing. Hmm. And they're, yeah, John and Argyle are just arriving at Holly's company building where all the movies about to take place. Hmm. No, he's just visiting for now. Yeah, he's gonna be waiting for a while. Man, Argyle's gonna be partying in that limo for all pretty much. It's gonna take him all night for him to come back. John's gonna be in that building all night. He has no idea what he's in for. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, building's empty because everybody's upstairs partying. Ah, the directory screens in. That looks pretty. That looks pretty unique for a directory screen in the '80s. Looks pretty unique for a directory screen in the '80s. Not gonna lie. Nakatomi Plaza or just type H. Just like type. Oh no, there it is. Never mind. Oh, he has to type the last name. What is? Wicked. Well, I hope you like it. I'm not interested in seeing Wicked, but I hope. Well, but do you see it this Friday? I hope you do like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a fun time watching it. May not be seeing Wicked, but I hope you have fun. But I hope you have fun seeing it. Wish you luck. The reason I'm not going to watch Wicked, guys, is because I don't want to watch a 3-hour musical film that's just going to be a part one, because there's going to be a part two coming out next year. A 3-hour part one, like, crying out loud. I thought the part twos were supposed to be the longer ones, not the part ones. Plus, I've heard about one of the actresses attacking fans, so unless that, even if that's like a rumor or not a rumor, that makes me not want to watch a film. If a cast member is attacking fans, then I don't really want to go support a film like that. Plus, I'm not a big fan of Wicked. Not really, I've just never been too much of a Wicked guy. But I know it's making more money than Gladiator 2, which is not a shock because nobody was hyped for Gladiator 2. Like, I haven't seen Gladiator 1 yet, but likely next year I'll finally give Gladiator 1 a watch. Alright, John McClane's now arrived at the party. Just looking for Holly. That's one nice office building. That's really a nice office building, I'm gonna say that. Some random stranger comes and hugs him. Just some random stranger just comes by and sees John and immediately says Merry Christmas and hugs and kisses him. Yeah, and there's Holly's boss. They're still building it. Well, that construction, well, and I can say that construction is going to get delayed. No, like the bad guys haven't come yet. The bad guys haven't come yet, but once the bad guys arrive and everything starts to happen, this building's going to take forever to get built after the events of this movie. And there's that douchebag coward guy. One of the other big examples of jerks worse than villains, if you ask me. And thankfully, Hans Gruber gives the coward his comeuppance by killing him anyway. Oh, wait. Actually, no. There's two jerks worse than villains. I remembered. The guy that tries to sell them out. And, of course, let's not forget, Richard Thornburg. Also another jerk worse than a villain. Thankfully, he doesn't enter the picture yet. What's more is that Thornburg is even ironically played by Walter Peck from Ghostbusters. Very same Hector. And I didn't realize that until after I saw the movie. Oh my god. Well, at least always chill to see him again, that's for sure. Oh, here comes one of cinema's best villains. Hans Gruber. Like, there's that badass truck pulling up to the office in a few minutes. And R.I.P. Alan Rickman. Yes, guys, this is an art mug. That's what it looks like. It's an Art the Clown mug. I got that from Spencer's. Like drinking hot chocolate at Art the Clown's head. And it's a green like hot chocolate because there's a Christmas store in the mall that I got this hot chocolate mix from. So this one's a green flavored one. Because Christmas has a green color. Nope. Yeah, the kids should see their dad on Christmas. The kids should definitely go see their dad on Christmas. Ron, get a room, you two. Leave John and his wife the fuck alone. Get a fucking room. Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of the best villains in action, the best villains in cinema. Yeah, I do still miss Alan Rickman. I feel like he was. I felt like he got taken from us too. He got taken from us way too soon. He should have been taken from us that early. And the saddest thing is, like, Alan Rickman got taken away from us the year I graduated high school. Uh, no. Uh, no, no. Not trying to do that. I'm just trying to view if I missed missed any comments. Yeah, John insulted himself for those remarks. Oh, and there's their truck again. Yeah, there's the truck. That's good. The truck's going underground. Because they're about to break into the place. Things are about to really go down. Oh, here comes some of his henchmen. Yeah, some of Han's henchmen. Oh, there goes the assistant. Or actually, yeah, actually two of his henchmen. Right, that guy works with them. I forgot about that. That guy works with them. I almost forgot that guy with the glasses works with them. Actually, yeah. Now to get the rest of the henchmen into the building. No, time to get the rest of the guys inside. Or time for this guy to go. Time for this guy to shoot the other staff member, and then get the rest of the guests, get the rest of Han and his men in. That guy's down. Well, all security had pretty much been shot, so let's get these other people. It's time to get the rest of the people. And there's Hans. There's Hans. Yeah. One of the best villains of the 80s. Ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Just locking everything out. And getting ready to hack the system. Yep. Sealing off all the exits to keep the hostages in the building. So much for one peaceful Christmas party. Getting, re- getting ready for their heist. And, and just damaging all the software. Just kick the software for some weird reason. And But yeah, doors are locked. They just locked them all in. Yeah. Yeah, John's still resting up from his trip. Yeah, the photo of his family. They're disconnecting the phone lines, I think. No, not okay. No, they're not disconnected yet. Hmm. Argyle's still having the time of his life in that limo. Argyle's lucky to be in that parking garage and not in the building. Well, hmm. Yeah, this guy's trying to focus. Oh, now the phones have been disconnected. Dude, I'd just stay in that limo if I were you. I don't think you should just stay and hide in that limo. No, they disconnected the phone lines, dude. Honestly, honestly, if I was in this movie, I think I'd want to be Argyle. Argyle, just hiding the limo, not being dragged into this whole mess. And dude, they're disconnected. Don't try to. Oh. And with that, the mayhem begins. Hansa's men just arrived to crash the party, so kicks off the mayhem. That's not going to lighten up for the next 2 hours. And now John finds himself in at the worst place at the worst possible time. Yeah, John got out of there just in time. John escaped that room before they could find him. Yep. Rounded up all their hostages. Yep. Yeah, it's a Hershey's Kisses, the candy cane flavor. Yeah, looking for Nagatomi. Oh, uh, well, okay, can't go that way. Gotta find another way. Need to update status on people joining. Alright, I'm still watching the film, guys. Don't worry. Stay on that story. Alright. Alright. I'm back. Alright, I'm still watching the film. He's interested in Nakoni's money. Hmm. Yeah. He's interested in the computer because he needs to get to the money. Not your typical. That's for sure. They're robbers, or somewhat. They're somewhat terrorists, but more like robbing kind of terrorists. Is John just sneaking around? He's not giving that code easy. Yeah. Well, Hans ain't Hans isn't gonna get that code easy. He's got John to worry. He's got John he's gonna have to deal with. Thank you, Ryan. He's got he's still gonna have to deal with John, so it's gonna be harder for him. Yeah, Swan's pictures. To me, it's second best. The number one best Christmas movie is It's a Wonderful Life from 1946. That to me is the best Christmas movie ever made. For top three, Wonderful Life number one, second place Die Hard, third place Home Alone, which by the way, guys, is tomorrow's live stream. That's going to be tomorrow's live stream. Doing Home Alone tomorrow. There goes Nagomi, sadly. Nagomi seemed like a pretty good boss. First one of the hostages to go. But now they've heard but now they're trying to pretty much trying to find that noise John made. Yeah, and he's got to hide from his Hans's men. Okay. Yeah, you should rewatch it. I gotta rewatch it. I too gotta rewatch it, honestly. No, bought you for your skills. No. He ain't calling the cops. He's too busy chilling that limo to know what's going on. Well, House of the Dead, great game for Sega. Oh yeah, I played that game in the arcade too. I remember that game at the arcades everywhere. So good Hershey's and good green hot chocolate. Directing a House of the Dead film. Well, well, I hope Paul W.S. Anderson knows how to do this one. I'm sure Paul W.S. Anderson's film will obviously be better than Uwe fucking Boll's. Yeah, that stupid Uwe Boll shitty film. I don't think any other attempt is going to be worse than that train wreck. I don't think Paul W.S. Anderson could make a film that bad. Nothing can be worse than Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll will always be the worst video game filmmaker ever. Alone in the Dark, House of the Dead. The Uwe Boll movie will always be worse, regardless of how many new attempts at a movie for House of the Dead come out. So I hope this can be at least be somewhat of a better film. Well, there's some false hope with the cop cars. That may not. I don't think. No. I don't think anybody called about this incident yet. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, okay, no, John's gone. John just left in a nick of time. Nowhere to be seen yet. Oh, no, he's still there. He's hiding, but he's still there. He better get out of there quick. Before this terrorist season. Oh, there we go. Well, it's not a bad idea. But he might be busy directing Nobody 2 that's coming out next year. There is Nobody 2 coming out, so he might be too busy doing that. Well, I hope Nobody 2 ends up good. I do. I hope Nobody 2 ends up good. Favorite Sega game? Sonic, obviously. Obviously, it's Sonic. Best Sega game is the Sonic games. The old Sonic games. Easily. Like guys, if you're full on been aware of my channel since I first started 4 years ago, I'm a huge Sonic fan. Always been a Sonic fan since the day I was a toddler. Like like when it comes to Sonic, like I was a crazy Sonic collector. I had quite a few plushes for the characters. Like I had plushes for Shadow, plushes for Sonic himself. I had quite a I had a toy for Sonic. No, I had a number of Sonic games. Like like what TMNT was for Rambo After Life is what Sonic was for me at that age. Yeah, I've heard a new trailer is coming. Heard a new trailer is coming this Christmas. Well, wait, Quiet Play Quiet Place Road Ahead Quiet Place Road Ahead game. I gotta I gotta search this. Quiet Place game. What's this? Okay, let's see what systems this Quiet Place game is for. Let's see what it is for. Quiet Road Ahead. Okay, please be for. I'll go to Wikipedia. Let's see what you are for. Oh, no. Here we are. Here we are. Okay, here we are. Maker's PlayStation 5. No! Not for. Dang it. No Switch. Damn it. Can't believe I've got a PS5 to do that. Damn it. Darn it. Okay. What? Terminator. Video game. Okay, what's this new video Terminator game gonna be for? Where is. Okay. Yeah, because he's been shot dead. Alright. This Terminator game. Terminator Survivors. Oh, it's called Terminator Survivors. Okay. What systems is it going to be for? Okay, where is it? Survivors. Okay, Wikipedia. Okay, alright. PlayStation 5 as well. Alien Isolation I need to play, so is that available for the Switch? Okay. Well, Alien Isolation's for the Switch, but it is hard to find. Yeah, well. Yeah, I have a PS4, but sometimes it turns on and off, so I'm going to try and look for games for the Switch if I'm going to do gaming live streams. Oh, I think I was looking up that new one. I think you were Terminator Resistance. Okay, never mind. I think I searched the wrong game. Never mind. I'll search it later. I don't want to miss most of the film. But you know this there was the new RoboCop game was supposed to come out for Nintendo Switch, and I was fucking hyped. But then suddenly they announced, nah, fuck that. We're gonna cancel the Switch version. You can only play it on PS5 and Xbox now. And I was fucking mad. Like I was so excited to play that game, and they just basically said no to the Switch version. They basically shut down the Switch run and only did it for PS5 and Xbox, which is stupid. Like, I wanted to play that game so bad. Just fucking excited for that game. Peter Weller was coming back. It was going to be a proper RoboCop 3. Thankfully, I've read how it goes on Wikipedia. And the way that movie goes, like, that would have been my version of RoboCop 3. And that's how and how that game ends, that's exactly how I would have ended the RoboCop series, except OCP gets destroyed for good. There's no setup for a Japanese company. OCP building falls, it's destroyed for good. OCP's destroyed for good. That's how OCP's defeat would have happened. After that fight with the old man RoboCop, OCP's building falls down for good. It's destroyed. The company is now destroyed and ruined for life. And now then I would have had the final shot like Murphy seeing like his wife's house, and he's about to go there, and he's gonna finally reconnect with his family properly after he failed to be able to do so in RoboCop 2. He's gonna finally do that. That's how I would have ended the series. He's gonna go reconnect with them off screen, roll the credits. Better ending for RoboCop right there. That's how I would have ended it. He's regained his humanity. Like, he's fully regained his humanity. OCP's no more. Detroit can be restored. The police can have full control of Detroit now. And RoboCop's going to reconnect with his family for real this time. And without OCP interfering. Can finally be with them again. That's how they should have ended the series. That would have been a kick-ass great send-off for Murphy. That's what I think anyways. John just revealed himself to Hans and his men. Darn it. Yeah. You just take out the whole Japanese company setup that you see in RoboCop 3 the game, and then you have a better RoboCop 3 right there. Just take that bit out. Just pretend OCP gets destroyed for good after that. I played a bit of them, not all of them. Not the whole entire thing of the first two games. I played a bit of Arkham City. Played a bit of the 2012 one with Hugo Strange. I haven't finished all of them though. Been able to finish them though. Because sometimes I get stuck on a level you can barely finish. Now, alright, yeah, RoboCop Rogue City is proper RoboCop 3. So, when it comes to RoboCop 2, it's a movie I wasn't too on at first, but as I've watched it a little more, it's grown on me a little more. What I will say is, it could have used there were a lot of problems it has, and it could use some fixing. Like Basil's score should have been kept. Like I don't like the new score, RoboCop 2. I wish they kept Basil's score. And the villain Kane, eh, not that great of a villain compared, kind of a step down compared to Clarence Boddicker. Clarence Boddicker was much more of a felt like more of a scary threat than Kane did. Like Clarence Boddicker felt much more terrifying than Kane. I'm gonna be honest about that. Like Clarence Boddicker felt like a real life villain you do not want to get in the wrong place of, and you really don't want to fuck with, and you do not want to encounter. That guy legitimately, like Clarence Boddicker, legitimately felt terrifying. To be, if you were a cop, you're fucking dead if you encounter that guy. Like Clarence Boddicker was a real threat. Like, and like hell, even Dick Jones was a little more memorable than, well, than Kane. Really, I mean, and a better OCP villain than Juliet Fox. Or, but I will admit this: RoboCop 2. I haven't seen the Dirty Harry movies, but when it comes to RoboCop 2, like the scene that is funny, like is kind of the scene where they redirected RoboCop to be much nicer. I like that because it kind of feels like a bit of a jab and a roast to the Karens that criticize Batman Returns or criticize Ninja Turtles 1 for both being too violent and too dark. It kind of feels like a jab at those idiots that ruined those franchises by making franchises more family friendly. It's kind of you could see that scene as a bit of a jab at those idiots. The same idiots that ruined Batman by complaining about Batman Returns. Well, Batman Returns came out 2 years after RoboCop 2, but still, it could be seen as a jab at those people. Well, I give it an 8 because, well, Ann Lewis is still a good character in that film. Peter Weller still gives a good performance. We'll admit that. The action's still fun. The final fight at the final scene fight at the warehouse is also pretty fun. Glad you agree. Wow. Yeah, Die Hard's an awesome film, Jai Prime. And yeah, the action scenes are still fun. Peter Weller still gives a great performance, and Ann Lewis is still a great character. The problems I have RoboCop 3, the pacing, the film kind of feels a little bit too longer than it should. Some of the finale kind of drags on a little bit. It kind of ends a bit too abrupt. The villains, they're not that memorable. Like, especially that kid villain. Like, when that kid villain dies, the movie kind of tries to make you feel a little sorry for him. But to be fair, that guy was also just as bit of a scumbag as his boss. Ironically, guys, that kid was literally played by the same kid that voices Littlefoot in Land Before Time. So that's kind of funny to know. Kind of funny to see Littlefoot from the Land Before Time joining a gang of criminals. Well, that's kind of a funny fact. That was kind of a funny fact to find out. But RoboCop 2 is still pretty good, but I like the first film better. But still a fine sequel for what it is. It's still a pretty fun sequel. It's definitely better than the third one. It's better than the remake, which I remember like this 7 out of 10 I gave the remake, but honestly, the more I kind of started to analyze it, it's not aged well. The stuff I liked about the remake was Michael Keaton as the villain, and Michael Keaton as Raymond Sellers. Michael Keaton gave a good performance in the remake. I can admit that. It was probably the best part of that movie, honestly. But what I've kind of started to realize, it's not as like too enjoyable as I once remembered it. I mean, like Bob Morton being a little more sympathetic was like they make Bob Morton a little more sympathetic in the remake. Like with Gary Oldman's performance, they do get a kind of see a more sympathetic side of Bob Morton in that movie. We do see a bit more of like RoboCop's family in that one, and Michael Keaton as Raymond Sellers. Those I like about the remake, but Honestly, the remake has not really aged well. Like, I don't like the RoboCop suit. It looks nothing like a robot. When Peter Weller's RoboCop, that looked like a real robot. He moved like a robot. Like he even talked like a robot. Like yeah, like Joel Kinnaman kind of still sounds like a guy trying to be Batman. Like thankfully Joel Kinnaman's made better films like The Suicide Squad, Silent Night, ever since that movie, but he was better than John Robert Burke. That's for sure. Like John Burke is still the worst RoboCop. But yeah, the remake has kind of not aged well. Oh, okay, we have the iconic shot of John McClane in the air vent. Give a few laughs. Such an iconic shot when he's in that air vent. He's having to get through that air vent. So I love that shot to this day. They're still trying to look for John. Oh, and Jedi Prime, if you're still there, I'm doing Home Alone tomorrow. So yeah, I will be doing another live stream tomorrow. I'll be doing the first Home Alone tomorrow. If in case you do feel like stopping by for that, if you're still here. Gotta be careful. Yeah, I miss Chef too. Else, yeah, it's also a shame Isaac Hayes isn't with us anymore. Honestly, I think the episode where they kill off Chef is is honestly I think people don't really. I don't think anybody likes that episode where he dies. I don't think anybody likes that episode. Yeah, yeah. I know Isaac Hayes had some problems with the South Park creators, but how they set off Chef in that show was kind of idiotic. That was kind of such a stupid send off for the character. Falls off a bridge, gets mauled by animals, and then he's dead. Is there anybody that even likes that episode? I don't see that being on any best South Park episodes list. But is that the number one worst episode? I think. Do you guys? So, like some may think, is that your number one most hated episode? No, I disagree with that one. Do you want to know what is my number one most hated episode of South Park? Okay, it is Mr. Garrison's fancy new vagina. And do you want to know why I hate that That's my number one hated episode. That episode literally starts off with Garrison getting a sex change, and how it goes. They show his sex change in live action. His surgery in a live action form. No, really, they do. I'm not kidding. Yeah. And that episode just revolves around being gross as hell for the rest of the episode. Yeah, that's my number one hated South Park episode. No doubt. Anyway. Oh yeah, that too. The one where they act like Spielberg and Lucas raped Indiana Jones. No, they didn't. Like, that was not fun. That's not a funny joke. That's honestly a disrespectful joke. The real people who did that were Disney. They did that. Disney and Kathleen Kennedy did that with Dial of Destiny. Like Spielberg, like Crystal Skull's not even that bad of a film. Is that one of my favorite Angels films? No. it's got some problems, I can admit that. But honestly, I don't hate that movie. I still have some fun time with it. And you know what? After how awful Dial of Destiny was, I'd now rather watch that way more. I don't honestly, I'd rather watch Crystal Skull way more than the diarrhea of Disney. Oh, okay. First action scene. Oh, yeah, shooting down those terrorists. John's shooting down those terrorists. But damn it, darn. Oh, he must have. Oh, never mind. Message retracted. Yeah, like when I made the meme ranking, when I did that little meme ranking of Indiana Jones, I put that clip of Thanos saying that Thanos says when Thanos says perhaps I treated you too harshly. That's my thoughts on King of the Crystal Skull after I saw that awful fifth movie. Like, maybe, yeah. You know what? Rambo Ralph is right. I think we all owe Crystal Skull an apology. Rambo Ralph is right. Crystal Skull deserves to have an apology. Like, some people really make that film to be too. Some people really make that out to be one of the worst things they've ever seen. Like, I could think of worse sequels than Crystal Skull. Like, Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones, he was still the Indy from the first three movies. He was still a great protagonist. You got to see Marion again. Yes, you're definitely not wrong about Butters. Butters' parents are awful. And plus, that movie gave Indiana Jones a great ending. He got married to Marion, and he could, and that to me is how he retires from being Indiana Jones. That to me right there, that wedding was his true retirement. There. Then Dial of Destiny, guess what happens? His son is dead in Vietnam. They're going to divorce again, but they're going to get back together again at the very end of the movie. And Indy gets left with an unlikable, annoying Helena, who's by far a much worse character than Mutt. Sorry, I think she's honestly, I would rather watch Mutt over Helena any day. She has an annoying short round imposter, who I call shit round. This one, like Teddy. I prefer to call him shit round because he's basically a shit version of short round, who was a more likable kid. A kid that was actually fun to watch. Especially with Ki Kwan's great performance, which, by the way, instead of this annoying chick Helena, we should have had a grown-up short round reunited with Indy for one last adventure. Why couldn't that would have been slightly better? Him and Ki Kwan finally have that on-screen reunion after we got to see them reunite at the Oscars, which was so awesome when Everything Everywhere won Best Picture. We got to see him and Harrison Ford hugging on stage. Like, definitely one of the best reunions on television. Still love that moment. Such a great moment at the Oscars. Yeah, definitely about that. And like, Helena is like an asshole start to finish because we first see her, she traps Indy in the school to die. Then when Indy's friend dies, she's like, "Yay!" And Indy's like, "Why are you laughing? My friend died." And then Helena's like, "Oh, sorry." Barely acts like she doesn't fucking care. And this is a good side character. Oh, and to save Indy's life, I'm staying here. No, they gotta take you back home. Don't take me back home. Okay? I won't take you back home. Punches in the fucking face. And it was clear that James Mangold probably wanted Indy to die. I can bet you that. That was probably him and Kathleen Kennedy's original plan, was for him to die at the end of that movie. But they saw the backlash and they were like, they clearly knew they'd get backlash, like, oh, never mind, let's last minute change it. At the last minute. Alright. Oh, there's John and Hans's first interaction on that walkie-talkie. Yeah. I can watch some stuff from the fourth one, like, and one thing that Dramble Rap is right about, there's much worse CGI in Dial of Destiny. Regardless of the regardless of how the CGI is in Crystal Skull, the Dial of Destiny CGI is just unbearable. especially in that opening scene where they used the AI younger Harrison Ford that still has his old man voice. You can literally tell how shitty the CGI is in that opening scene. Like, you still hear the old man Harrison voice, and you're trying to see the younger Indiana Jones. You can tell it's CGI'd. Like, hell, even hell, same goes for the Star Wars. People want to complain about the prequel trilogy CGI. Honestly, the CGI in the sequel trilogy was worse. The Last Jedi CGI was worse. The Rise of Skywalker's CGI on Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill were worse. In that flashback where they're Jedi training, the CGI of Carrie Fisher looked awkward, and her and the little screen time like made Carrie Fisher rest in peace. But the little screen time they basically use of her is this some just scenes that they basically shot before her death. So so pretty much barely plays a role. And then during this fight with Kylo and Rey, goes to a bed and just dies to help pretty much make dies to make Kylo Ren redeem himself. Which no, Kylo Ren long blew all his redemptions. Unlike Darth Vader, that never did. Like Darth Vader was enslaved by the Emperor, so you could buy his redemption. You know, like his redemption, Darth Vader, Anakin's redemption was earned. He was just a slave to the Emperor. He got tricked by the Emperor, as we saw in the prequels. The Emperor was using him for dirty work. Kylo Ren is none of those. Well, to be fair, Kenny's deaths were a running gag. Kenny's death was at least a running gag because he keeps coming back. So I'm not sure it counts for the Alien 3 trope. And the cops are arriving now. Alright, first person shooter. Well, I don't think I've played a lot of first person shooters. Unless you count Red Dead Redemption as kind of one. I guess Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, maybe. Oh. Uh, yeah, John's not going to be able to rest for a while because now that guy listening kind of knows those cops are there. Ah, great. Oh. Oh. I thought that was. Oh, I said "aw" because I thought that was Richard Thornburg. Never mind. That's not Thornburg. Not Thornburg. Not yet. Thornburg hasn't arrived just yet. I'll be right there, guys. I'm just gonna put my dishes away. Be right back. All right. Okay. All right. I'm back. Oh, great. There's Thornburg. One of our other examples of jerks worse than villains. And that's not the only character. That's not the only character of the trope he's played. This actor's played. This is the same actor that played Walter Peck from the Ghostbusters movies, who also qualifies for that trope. Like, at least Thornburg gets some forms of Walter Peck. He hardly gets like any good comepunces. The only close comepunce he gets is the first one when he gets splashed with the hot marshmallow. Stay Puff Remains. Like there was that, but he should have gotten a better comepunce. Like, and also Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, where he's now the mayor. What? That guy gets to be the mayor in Frozen Empire? No. That guy should have been in jail. That guy fled out all the ghosts. That guy almost doomed New York. That guy got Dana and Rick Moranis' character possessed. Walter Peck should have been sent to prison. Like, Walter Peck should have been sent to prison. Not like honestly, getting splashed with, and like the Frozen Empire, he even gets like little Frozen Empire. He barely gets any comeuppance. All he gets is he's forced to let the Ghostbusters do their business. Other than that, he gets like no other. Doesn't really get a punishment for once again causing the events of that movie. Like that was one of my problems with Frozen Empire. He kind of gets off way too easy. Like he just gets forced to let the Ghostbusters do their business and doesn't get much else. In the first Ghostbusters, at least Walter Peck got some kind of punishment, but kind of wish it was getting arrested instead. Like instead of just being splashed with all the hot Stay Puff marshmallow remains. I mean, at least that was some kind of comeuppance in the first film. And no, I'm talking about that character, guys. Like when the actor played Walter Peck, like that role almost wrecked his life because some toxic fans thought he was like Walter Peck. Like that role got him a bunch of death threats from some not very mature Ghostbusters fans. So yeah. But I'll admit, like when it came to him coming back for Frozen Empire, I will admit the actor was pretty brave coming back for that role, for the role that did kind of almost wreck his life. But yeah. But yeah. So, yeah, that one terrorist going right to the concession stand. There we go. Taking my chair a little more. Be back again, guys. I'll check my phone done charging. All right, we're back. We're back. Home Alone 4, worst of the franchise? Yes. You're not wrong there. That's also my number one hated film of the franchise. Yeah. The trailer's like, Kevin McAllister's back. No, he ain't. It's not Macaulay Culkin. It's just some random kid that wasn't even the same age as Kevin in the first two movies. Like, Marv's new actor, French Stewart, is fucking horrible. Gives a horrible fucking performance. Daniel Stern didn't want to come back because he thought the film was an insult. I don't blame him. Like, just the villains suck. He ain't even Home Alone. It's so cheap. Like, it was apparently shot in South Africa or something, which is and it's supposed to look like Chicago. And also, like, if the McAllisters are back, where are all the other damn siblings? Like, there's only like two siblings of Kevin, and where are all the rest of them? Like, Kevin has like four siblings or something, like 4 or 5 siblings. He has 4 or 5 siblings, not just two. Where the hell are the other ones? Like, he has more siblings than just two. Because I've seen the first two movies, he has way more family members. Oh, yeah, right. The scene where he's singing I Feel Good. Was that director a pedo or something? Like, when that scene came out, I was like, is this trash sequel directed by a pedo? And apparently there's a button on the butler's remote that makes it snow. Like, you can't just use a remote to make it snow. Snow comes from the clouds, not remotes. Like, oh my god. Can't just you can't just do that. Just press her. It'd be like saying, I want snow for Christmas. Let's press that. Problem solved. No, that's not how snowfall works. I don't know what directed that dumbass idea. Only good quality of Home Alone 4 is the house Kevin gets to stay at's kind of cool. Kevin's bedroom is kind of cool. That's about it. Like, the bedroom Kevin has in that movie is pretty kick-ass. It's a pretty kick-ass house, so I'll give credit to that. And Preston was the one good character of that whole film. Other than that, fuck Home Alone 4, fuck Home Alone 5, dislike Home Alone 3, never gonna fucking watch Home Sweet Home Alone. Never want, have no interest in watching Home Sweet Home Alone. Never at all. It's only Home Alone 1 and 2. Nothing else. There's no Home Alone 3, 4, 5. There's only Home Alone 1 and there's only Home Alone 2. The only Home Alones that exist. And only should have existed in the first place. Stupid Thornburg. So? I don't see you cops or reporters doing shit. Like, these guys ain't doing shit. All you guys are really doing is standing there. No, you're not. Well, then how about you guys try doing something? John McClane's at least trying to do something, unlike you guys that aren't. I'm just standing outside the building. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the shower scene, like, I don't care if, like, Kevin was wearing underwear under that bathrobe when he was about to get in the shower. That's still a pedal shot. Regardless. It's the I feel good scene when he's cringily singing I feel good during that stupid montage. And he's like dancing into the shower. He takes off his bathrobe and he goes right in. You see him wearing underwear. Yeah, you literally see Kevin wear freaking underwear. That's what Child Gamer's talking about by child porn shots. That's the child porn shot. And you see him taking a shower too. Like, I can bet you this director is a pet. That director was probably a pedo. Oh. Yeah, they never mention Uncle Frank. They never mention Fuller. They don't mention the rest of Kevin's relatives. They don't mention Kevin's other siblings that just ghosted and just magically disappeared. And it looks like they make it look like he only has two siblings. And and like Buzz looks too fucking young to be older. Way too damn young. Like, so the police aren't doing a thing, dude. John McClane is the only one trying to do anything. Yeah, it looks nothing like the big mansion you see in the first two where they're supposed to be living. Like in the first two, the McAllisters live in this really big ass house. Yeah, in the first one, the wet bandits want to steal from it. Honestly, with a house like that, you can see why the wet bandits would want to rob it. Right there. And the second one, they're still living there. Uh, yeah, Hans ain't keeping true to that promise of sparing one, that guy. No, not you. I'm not talking about you, Shadow. Shadow Gamer, I'm not saying you're one. I'm saying the director of Home Alone 4 is one. The director of Home Alone 4 is who I was talking about. Well, they just shot the trigger guy. Yeah, alright, yeah. It's forgiven. It's all forgiven. Hey, so. Hey, so. I don't think he's directed a movie since. Oh, now they're talking to the police. Oh boy. Yeah, because that jerk guy that's in charge that's not really doing a thing. Number one disgusting movie I refuse to see. Well, I refuse to watch. Well, y'all know I refuse to watch Cuties. I refuse to watch that film. That I'll never watch. Oh, films I regret seeing. Well, I regret seeing a Serbian film. I regret seeing Postal. I regret seeing Seed. I regret seeing just any Uwe Boll film I've seen. I regret seeing I Spit on Your Grave 2, the 2013 sequel, that is. I have not seen Deja Vu. I've heard it's not even good at all. I've heard it's a really trash sequel, so I haven't seen it. But I have seen the 2013 I Spit on Your Grave 2, the sequel to the remake. I think that's one of the most. I regret watching that because thing is, I don't like the original film, but the remake can watch some stuff of the remake. The remake is tolerable. Has some nice revenge element. The revenge of the remake is nice. Like the revenge stuff. I don't like the 20-minute rape. But the sequel to the remake, one of the most vile, mean-spirited horror sequels I have had to sit through for Halloween Horror 5. Like, all the rape in that movie goes on for 60 fucking minutes. Yeah, basically, our main female lead is in a dungeon for 60 minutes, gets pissed on, gets raped again and again, gets tasered with a cow prod, and when I was watching this, I felt like fucking garbage. Like, that stuff that just makes you feel like a piece of shit watching it. And by the time the revenge happens, you just don't care because you just sat through 60 minutes of vile. And the revenge is unrealistic. Oh, such sulky revenge scenes. Yeah, a guy gets poo smeared on him. A guy gets drowned in a poo-filled toilet. A guy gets fucking electrocuted. A guy gets his balls crushed. Wow. Such cartoony revenge. Like, like the, and plus also, just about every, and the thing is, like, with both the original and the remake, those at least had a realistic location, an isolated location where something like that could happen. So at least if the setting was more realistic. With I Spit on Your Grave 2 2013, you're literally in a city. And literally, like, when these guys kidnap our main female lead, like, they literally kidnap her in an apartment building that apparently no other neighbors hear, except for one that they kill. And you don't even, and none of the neighbors apparently hear what's going on. So they're literally, almost every city person in that movie looks like an idiot. Like, you see that, and they see, like, when after her first escape attempt, when she's like going for help, they're like, what? Are we supposed to do something? Like, they just stand there doing nothing. And apparently, like when she gets her revenge, like, she kills like the poo toilet guy in an actual public building and somehow doesn't get caught. Or somehow knows where all these people live, kidnaps them in public areas to get a revenge on them. And apparently nobody notices. Yeah, I don't get how a Serbian film has some fans. Apparently Death Metal Elitist likes that movie. I don't know why, but I don't know why anybody likes that film. Like, that film's so disgusting, I won't even review it. A review for Serbian film will never happen. Not even a live commentary. I definitely cannot do a live. I would not allow to do a live commentary on Serbian film. I could probably get a strike note, a community guidelines strike for doing that. Oh, and now we're at the scene where John and Hans meet for the first time. And Hans is giving a fake name so he never knows who he is. A trick into trusting him. What else do I regret seeing? Oh, regret watching any of the Disney Star Wars trilogy. I regret watching that. I regret watching Alien 3. I regret watching Craptivity. I regret watching Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. There are some films I regret watching. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Serbian film. There was a scene. I remember that video. Any scene in that movie is throw up worthy, but the scene that did that for me was, well, not that newborn one you're probably, some of you who have seen that movie are thinking of. No. It's the decapitation bit. The decapitation bit. That's the bit that made me throw up. I'm not explaining any scenes. Decapitation's the only hint you're gonna get. Only hint you'll get is the decapitation is the. That's all I'm gonna say. It was involving a decapitation. That's what made me nearly throw up. And I really rather not think about that right now. Like, I'm out to watch an exciting action. I'm about to watch another exciting shootout. I really don't want to think of that shit right now. While watching an epic scene. I have I have not watched any of the Jaws sequels in ages. And honestly, I'm glad I haven't watched those shitty sequels in ages because I don't like those sequels. Yeah, Jaws is always a standalone film. There is nothing else after that. And there never will be. Oh, dear God. Well, if the guy praised cuties as creepy towards younger characters in movies, then I wouldn't be surprised if he probably would have loved that movie. Yeah, that guy. Every movie needs in a Spider-Verse review. Every single kids movie needs to be Trolls World Tour. You mean every kids? So this guy means every kids movie should rip off Avengers Infinity War. Is that what he means? Should every should every kids movie be a knockoff of Avengers Infinity War and be a boring ass jukebox musical? That's what he thinks. What? Man, like, oh my god, I still remember that shitty Spider-Verse review he did. It's one of the worst reviews I have ever seen. Oh yeah, and now we're at the bit where John pretty much stepped on glass. Yeah, this is one of the first action films of the 80s where the protagonist was not all invincible to getting injuries. One of the first action heroes to be 100% human. Ugh. Ugh. well, one technically asked, "Have I seen a Serbian film?" Or, I mean, yeah, I reviewed the Human Centipede films, but even like those, at least those are awful, shitty, gross films, but they're nothing compared to Serbian. Human Centipede 1 is just a shitty movie. Human Centipede 2 is a vile, unwatchable film. And Human Centipede 3 is one of the worst third entries to exist in cinema. Human Centipede 3 is one of the biggest embarrassments to cinema history. That's my thoughts on that trilogy. Like, I remember one old Curly Jaws video where that guy was visiting this DVD store, and apparently there was like 40. They were charging the Human Centipede DVDs for $40 and $80. Like, who's gonna pay that much to buy any of those shitty films on DVD? Wow. Oh yeah, that's the Sentai Pad episode where Kyle gets connected because he didn't read the terms and conditions. Like, nobody fucking reads that shit, man. Nobody reads that shit. Because it's pointless to read. Like, honestly, that's pointless shit to read anyway. Yeah, we get it. New terms, new terms. Like, just let us buy the song or buy the app. Don't need to read a bunch of bullshit terms. Like, nobody reads that shit. Why should anybody have to read that shit? Like, now about that old Curly Jaws video. Can you imagine if that store that was charging that much money for those shit Human Centipede films? Imagine if they probably charged like $150 or $100 to buy a Serbian film. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine they probably imagine if that store sold it, they probably would have charged like hundreds of $100 to buy it. Like anybody would go buy that. Nobody's gonna pay $80 to buy a DVD, a used DVD. Nobody, who in the hell would pay that much money for a used DVD? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yeah, John thinks he's not going to get out of this alive. That's why he's telling him to say all those things, if thanks to his wife and his family. Oh, you know it's also a Christmas action movie? Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon's also a Christmas movie. Just the first one is. The first one's set during Christmas. So technically it is somewhat of a Christmas film. Yes, I'll never rewatch that film. Uh, Thorberg's visiting their house. Oh, great. Thorberg's trying. Thorberg. This asshole's trying to get into Holly's. This asshole's trying to get into Holly's house to interview her kids. You're gonna expose him to Hans. Yeah, that whole scene alone is why Rick. I find Thornberg much worse than Hans Gruber. Way worse. Definitely a jerk that's worse than the villain. Oh boy. There's. Yeah, those are detonators, dude. Get away from those. Oh, crap. One of the terrorists just found him. Yep, they're about to go round up the hostages. Oh no. What a shithead. I cannot wait for the end scene when Thornberg gets punched in the face. Ugh. Thorn. God, that little bitch Thornberg. And now this asshole's just endangered Holly. Probably even endangered her kids now. TCM4, yeah, regret seeing that. Freddy's dead, I wish I never could have saw. Freddy got fingered, I wish I could never see. I regret seeing Alien 3 more than Resurrection because I hate Alien 3 more. Alien Resurrection, I can laugh at how bad it is. Alien Resurrection, I can be entertained by how awful it is, at the very least. And plus, I like Ron Perlman in that film. I can have fun with. I can get a good laugh out of how terrible Alien Resurrection is. It's an Alien Resurrection's entertaining bad. Alien 3 just pisses me off start to finish. Alien 3 is just piss off levels of bad. So I find Alien 3 worse. The Alien Resurrection is pretty bad too. But it's hilarious. But at least that's hilariously bad. What I like about Alien 3 is the rant Ramble Rap for Life gave when he smashed the VHS to pieces. Yeah, that rant where Ramble Rap took the VHS for that movie and smashed it with a baseball bat. Epic to watch and very well deserved. I still need to do that to my Alien 3 DVD. Yeah, one user told me Alien 3 is supposed to be hopeless. There is no escape from the xenomorphs. There's never supposed to be an escape from these things. That's what the movie's trying to tell you. Okay, first of all, yeah, we already know there's no escape in the first movie. The first two movies already tell you that. The only way you can escape them is by annihilating the entire species. You have to face them to escape them. You can't outrun them. They already showed that in the first movie. You can't outrun them already. Like, yeah, the first film, but I love it's so dark. When I watch a dark sequel, guys, it needs to still be enjoyable. There's plenty of dark sequels I enjoy. Temple of Doom's a dark sequel. Yeah, it's a dark sequel, but it's still a fun indie movie. Once Short Round frees Indy from the Kali Ma curse, he gives that wink to Short Round, I'm alright, kid. And it becomes a fun indie movie again. And then it goes back to being a fun movie again. Rambo 4's the darkest, most violent Rambo movie, but it's still a fun action film. That's the thing. It gets dark when the villains enter the picture because they're supposed to show you how much scumbags they are. And it makes you root for Rambo to kill them. And Rambo comes and kills them all. Right there. So it's still a fun movie because it's fun to see Rambo give them all their comeuppance with all the other soldiers. And the soldiers he teams up with are actually pretty cool, entertaining side characters. Right there. Oh, and Rambo finally gets a good ending. He finally gets to go home. He finally got his long-earned send-off. He finally went home, and it ended happy for him. Films like, yeah, Revenge of the Sith's a dark sequel, but that's technically a prequel film. That's kind of supposed to be dark. That's supposed to show how the Empire started. Batman Returns is a dark sequel, but it's still a great, well-written flick. It's still entertaining. The actors give such great performances. Tim Burton gives a great direction. Tim Burton gets to have creative control. And plus, Batman's not really a family-friendly character, so it works. And there's still some good moments. If you're going to be a dark sequel, still try to have some good moments. Don't be just, we're dark this, we're dark that. We're just so dark you're unwatchable. Alien 3 is just dark start to overly bleak and nihilistic from start to finish that it's very hard to watch. When I watch a dark sequel, I want it to still be kind of entertaining. One that I can still be entertained by. Or if you're going to do a dark sequel, It works like if you're like the finale, or if you're just setting up the third one. Like obviously, if you're a part one, the dark tone can be having a dark sequel end on a down note. If you're setting up another sequel, like Dead Man's Chest or Infinity War or Empire Strikes Back, do those. Those are darker sequels, and they do that. They're technically setting up another movie, in a way. Films like Return of the King. Return of the King is the darkest Lord of the Rings movie, but that was the finale. Okay? That was the final entry. And like they were getting, and plus they were getting closer to Mount Doom and Mordor. So things were gonna get more, so you knew things were gonna be more intense. Because Sauron was getting stronger. The more they got close, like more Frodo got closer to Mount Doom, the more stronger the ring got. And the more harder to wear the ring was for him. And Return of the King still ended happy. Like, still reward the protagonist. Like, Alien and Aliens, you already know there's no escape from them. So why do we need to have that thrown in our faces for the third one? Like, the whole aliens, the whole species was wiped out. The queen was dead. And like, they annihilated the whole species. How the hell would the queen have time to lay another egg? She was disconnected from her egg sac. So there would be no time for her to lay another one on that ship. We don't even see her doing that. Like, she got on there at the last minute. She was more interested in going after Ripley and Newt as payback for the death of her colony. Like, Alien 1 was a dark horror movie, but it was still well directed. It had good. Why the dark tone of the first movie works is because, all right, what do I think? Is well because like there's good atmosphere, there's good scares, like there's still good characters. You like the crew in the first movie. Like, the crew at least got to have development before they get killed off. The creature design is well done. That's why the dark tone of the first one works. Not be- Alien 1 didn't work because it's dark. It's not why sequels like Empire Strikes Back or Revenge of the Sith or Batman Returns or or Dead Man's Chest or Rambo 4. I don't like those sequels because they're darker. I like them because they're still well written and stuff. Like, I like them because they're well written. They're still well acted. They're well directed. That's how you. That's how you should be doing a dark sequel. Still make it enjoyable and have a reason to be dark, and still have some enjoyment. Alien 3 does none of that. Okay, we're missing too much. Like, okay, we're at the finale now with the Hans. We're getting to the Hans Gruber's death. Let's focus on commenting on that. It's the final showdown between John and Hans. Holly held hostage. Mm. Mm. Uh, oh, said he or Bikaye, motherfucker. Uh, John's about to have the last laugh. Oh, I love his bit. Oh, that's part of the plan. He has that gun on his back. Trails Hans. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Still one of the best villain deaths in cinema. And that epic music, like, apparently they actually dropped Alan Rickman, so his reaction was really real. Uh, Takes off his watch and, yeah. And there's that shot right there. That shot you see in my intro to my videos, and of course, well, hope that's not a hostage. And yeah, like, and and Alan Rickman's reaction was very real because they literally dropped him from a very huge height, and they didn't tell him about that. So his reaction was not scripted. It was all very real. There goes Hans Gruber. Farewell to one of the best villains in cinema. But the movie ain't over just yet. Because you all know Hans Cop Buddy. No, no, not Hans Cop Buddy. John's Cop Buddy still has that other terrorist left to kill. And we still gotta see Thorberg get punched in the face. Still gotta see the aftermath. It ain't over. Hans may be dead, but the movie's not over yet. Hmm. Ah. Ah. They got that happy music. Oh, great. It's the asshole in charge. Boo. You did nothing but stand there. Oh, there's your proof. Casey, there's your proof. Oh, still this other. And there goes the last of Hans's men. John's cop pal redeems himself in that very moment. Redeemed himself right there. Getting to finally do that headshot. And saves John and Holly. Oh, here comes our child with the limo. That guy missed nothing. That guy was smart to stay in the limo the whole time. Ah. Yeah, take that, you little bitch. That's for putting her life in fucking danger. And I love how you hear a bit of the Alien score as they're like, in this final scene as they're going home. full of faint, but you can kind of hear the score from the end of Aliens. Funny ass line. Oh. Yeah. Al going home, and they're going home to celebrate Christmas. Yep, John's gonna go home, celebrate Christmas with his family. In that Rex limo. And with that, that's the end of Die Hard. And let it snow, let it snow. Yep, but that's the end of the movie. Guys, that wraps up Die Hard. Still a Christmas classic to this day. And that's not the last of the Christmas live streams, because tomorrow we're going to be doing Home Alone. So that will be very fun to do. Hello, Brennan. Well, unfortunately, that's the end of the movie. The movie just kind of ended, but don't worry, Brennan. I'm doing a Home Alone live commentary tomorrow if you want to catch that. That will be premiering at 7 p.m. in my area. If you want to catch that live stream tomorrow, just be there by 7 p.m. if you want to catch that. But yeah. Nice. Glad you got to meet them. Glad you got to meet Zachary Gordon, and glad you got to meet the Wimpy Kid people. But yeah. Tomorrow, guys, 7 p.m., Home Alone, the first one. And my Die Hard rewatches ain't over, because I still got to rewatch Die Hard 2, because that's also a Christmas movie. But yeah, tomorrow night we're doing Home Alone 2. So if you want to come back again, Home Alone 2, 7 p.m. Yeah. I met Christopher Lloyd too at one of my fan expos. I haven't met Michael J. Fox, but yeah, have a good night, Ryan Connor. I gotta end this live stream now, guys, because I gotta get ready for work tomorrow. It's like, it's like 8:33. Yeah, I gotta end this now. I gotta get ready for work. But that's all then, guys. That'll be it for this live stream. Thank you all for watching. See you tomorrow night. And if you like this one and see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone. See you tomorrow night for